Today in the crypto space, we see the market getting a bit of a bounce to the upside. Bitcoin up approximately 1.5%, but still underneath that $30,000 level. And Ethereum trying its best to get above that level of $1,800 or so. The crypto space right now is looking pretty green. Look at those altcoins, Solana getting a nice bounce to the upside, Aptos, and many, many more. In today's video, I want to talk about one altcoin. I want to use Bitcoin as a leading indicator, but more importantly, I want to talk about that altcoin and its opportunity that is giving us, and that project is called Trias. So you know what? Let's talk about the news, let's analyze the charts, and let's strategize to capitalize. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mike, and let's get right into it, guys. If you're new to the channel, welcome on the channel. We talk about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the altcoins, looking for opportunities, whether we go up or down, bearish or bullish. All we want to do is stay one step ahead of the market so that we can capitalize on any of that volatility. And if you appreciate that strategy, subscribe to the channel and click the bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, including the live streams at 7:30 Eastern, where we talk about crypto news and price action. Guys, if you have any projects you want me to cover here on the channel, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. You can hit me up on the socials. The links are in the description, but better yet, join that Discord group. There's a great community there building, and we have a lot of good alpha throughout the day, posting a lot of good trade setups and all that good stuff. Go check it out. I think it's going to be a great place for you to learn, especially if you're new into crypto. It's a great community. All right, guys, let's look at what's happening here in the crypto space. Bitcoin currently getting a nice little rally to the upside, approximately 1.5%, give or take, which is pretty good. You know, hitting that $30,000 level, that's what I expected for a short-term relief. We know that we're going sideways significantly here in the market. Retracements are going to come back. You know, we are going to see retracements, and we are seeing some altcoins really rally really strong with some good green price action to the upside. And I'm very hesitant on those. I'm very hesitant because going long or even going short, you know, presents a lot of significant risk. And I am not into that. I want to make sure that I get an edge on the market before I enter any position. And of course, there are a lot of those altcoins right now that are looking pretty strong, and some of them that are still at the bottom of the range, you know, accumulating and, you know, doing nothing. And that's maybe an opportunity, guys. Look at BNB right now, looking pretty good, but it's still within range. Nice structure being built, higher highs, higher lows, looking pretty good at $244. What else do we have here? Dogecoin reaching those another level of, you know, a little bit of a pump, but nothing crazy. 2.3% at previous highs. So for me, still range bound in my book, still range bound. A lot of good range-bound price action happening right here. Polygon creating a nice higher high and melting upwards, which is pretty good here. We up 2.5%. SHIB getting a nice pump, another 10% for SHIB after a nice retracement. If you were able to get into that dip, good stuff. Congratulations. Be careful. Be careful, because now it could be looking for a lower high, and that is a sign of a potential reversal to the downside. So be careful there with SHIB. AVAX, top of the range, still range bound. Chainlink getting a nice little bounce. We talked about the Chainlink setup live. I think it was yesterday or the day before. I'm not completely sure, but the setup from where we were talking about is looking good. I think right now Chainlink could be hitting the top of the sideways channel that it's been in for the last, you know, 6 months or something like that. So guys, be careful here. Chainlink does have a lot of resistance to the upside. However, if it does break that channel, I'm expecting Chainlink to fly. Okay, guys, so be careful there and be prepared. Time to get in was at the bottom of the range. Now we're at the top of the range. If you're going to get in as a breakout trader, you got to be very careful here with your stop losses. And if Chainlink does break out, it's very likely that we may not even get a back test, given the fact that it's been kind of building pressure here within the channel for so long. So be careful with Chainlink, but also hopefully you got a good entry in at the bottom of the channel. What else do we have here? HBAR still climbing 3.8%. I'm liking HBAR's price action. Be careful, as you know, HBAR could be in a short-term rally, but at the end of the day, maybe dips along the way. Up 20%, guys. What else do you want? last 7 days, H bar did a 20% move. It's time to consider, de-risking. 20% double-digit gains for me is de-risking time. What else do we have? Aptos getting a nice fat pump, nice green lightsaber in the sky. 15% in 24 hours, guys. I don't know what's happening there for Aptos. Fundamentally, something looks like it happened, but whatever happened definitely was a catalyst for a nice pump. So, guys, congrats if you got in, if you're a holder, because 15% is not bad in 24 hours. And of course, I'm expecting continuation after maybe a little bit of a dip, but right now, the volatility is definitely green, and I'm not getting into any green pumps like this. This is where you can end up becoming exit liquidity, so be very careful here on Aptos. Although Aptos should do well, give or take, and a few more percents to the upside, but really after a pump of a double digit, I really hang back and wait. What else do we have? 2.6% on Arbitrum, nice little pump there, but nothing crazy. Rocket Pool, proof of life, a little bit, 1%. We talked about Rocket Pool yesterday. It looked horrible, but nonetheless, it's due for a little bit of a pump. It did look like a harmonic pattern being built. Caspa coming down 2%. I think it's rolling over bit by bit, slow and steady. You know how it is with the market right now. It's trying to break a bit of structure, creating lower lows from the previous lows. That consolidation is definitely going to give it a little bit of a challenge to break below, but it's definitely doing its thing right now. So be careful there with Caspa. I think getting into a fresh long is quite dangerous. In fact, my bias right now is to the downside. Algorand pulling back, but nothing crazy. Maybe a continuation to the upside after some profit taking. XTC taking a bit of a break, down approximately 8% finally, because this thing's been going crazy. And of course, profit taking is always around the corner after some green pumpage. So be careful there. XTC doing pretty good, but ultimately pullbacks are meant to be bought. So be careful and wait for those retracements, wait for those oversold conditions, and then potentially get back in. BitGet grinding to the upside. Render getting a bit of relief, 6%, still at about $1.70. We came down to about $1.50, breaking down, creating lower lows and lower highs. I still feel like the next dip is going to be maybe a bit stronger. So let's see how low we go here on Render. I'm thinking about reaccumulation. I definitely am, but I'm also looking at other altcoins that are within the same narrative to actually buy in, because as a lower cap projects are around, we can definitely make some more gains there, but the volatility is also there. So guys, be careful with volatile coins, low cap projects, because they go up, yes they do, but they also come down, right? So be careful. Rollbit flying up 60% in 24 hours, 104% in 7 days. Guys, crazy stuff here on this project. Price action is really strong. Now taking a slight dip, very slight dip. This could be a consolidation for continuation up. It could in fact be rolling over and maybe coming back to lower levels. Guys, be careful here, because green price action like that, it's time to get defensive, because if you are in profits, the market's going to want to take those profits. So defend them, trail up the stop losses and scale off the top just by bit as we get to those higher levels. Roll Bitcoin right now is on fire. So be careful there. What else is waking up? Pepe is waking up a little bit, 13% to the upside. Are we going to get another meme coin season? Hopefully, because I would love to have some fun in the casino. But at the end of the day, it's very risky, guys. Although I like meme coins for, their attractive, entertainment value. But at the end of the day, guys, you got to be careful with these meme coins. They go up, they come down, they go sideways. They do everything that you can expect when you don't expect it. So then, you know what? Be careful. That's all you got to do, is be careful with those meme coins. They're fun and all, but people get wrecked. Okay, so slow and steady, take half on the double, and then I'm all about it. Okay, Rocket Pool coming down, of course. What else do we have here? Today's video, I want to talk about Trias, guys. Trias right now is at a good level to pay attention to price action. It did retrace. It's within a channel. Should we be buying or should we be waiting for a breakdown? Guys, let's take a look at the charts. I know you're here to talk about price action. Let's do that. Let's begin our analysis looking at Bitcoin as a leading indicator, and then we'll look at the Trias chart. I feel like Trias right now needs some attention, but Bitcoin getting a nice little bounce off of this sideways support, guys. You know how I know the horizontal supports are very strong. I really put a lot of value in horizontals, especially when we're seeing bullish divergence. Regardless of anything, right now we see that the momentum here on the RSI is currently getting some support and getting a bit of a bounce, and maybe we're going to get a full reset, but of course we're getting a bit of consolidation. Let me zoom here and get into a little bit more detail. Let's see what's happening here with this price action. You can see that the momentum right now is consolidating. We are consolidating here within a nice pennant, and the likelihood is here, and I put this in really early, and the probability I put in on this was quite high that we would get some support right here, not get a full reset. Now, what is the chance? Again, let's flip it over and kind of say, you know, what is the chance that we're going to get a full reset here? Are we going to respect this trend line? Remember, trends and structures are meant to be broken eventually. So it is very likely that we get here, maybe we get that rejection and come back down, or we do break to the upside. Okay, that could happen, and then we could see Bitcoin get another little bounce to the upside. However, guys, I still feel like getting into fresh longs on Bitcoin is going to be short-lived. I still feel like at the end of the day, Bitcoin hit a good level, and it could take some time to see Bitcoin actually roll over within its distribution phase. And if it is a typical distribution, we should see some more price action that goes sideways for a significant time. And once Bitcoin gives us a range where we are comfortable seeing Bitcoin holding support, it is very likely that individuals will be taking more profits and scaling them into other volatile projects, because traders want volatility. Sideways, you know, it's very difficult to make gains when you're going sideways unless you're going to trade the range. But really getting into a project, an altcoin, something that is showing some strength, pointing in one direction up, it will definitely, improve your ability to make gains. So in this case, I expect profit taking once we show range, and we did get a nice little bounce here. We might come up, make a lower high, come back down type of thing. So I feel like maybe we should be range bound for here in a little, in the immediate short term. I feel like we should be getting a rejection very soon. But nonetheless, you know, we could get as high as about 32,400, give or take. Okay, so be careful, because that extension level is still there and it's still a viable spot. And if we get to that level, I'm expecting a violent dip after that, an aggressive pullback to the downside, further, enhancing this overall distribution as this could be a liquidity grab at about 32,400. So just be careful there, guys. I'm not getting into any fresh longs on Bitcoin. In fact, what I'm looking at is altcoins. Let's begin. Let's start looking at Trias. What is going on here? Guys, Trias right now is looking good, right? And it's not the most active, currently the most popular or most hyped up project. But if you're looking for trading, guys, here on the channel, that's what I look for. Setups. It's not just about hype. It's not just about pumpage. It's about good setups prior to the pump or prior to the move, right? So we prepare and stay one step ahead of the market, guys. So this is the way you do it. And in this case, we can see that there's a bit of a structure being formed here. There's a bit of a structure that we can play on. And guys, if you appreciate this type of setups, if you appreciate the value that I give you on this content, do the channel a huge favor and slap the like button. It does really help with the algorithm. But nonetheless, you can see that we've hit and respected this line, this white line, many times. Even after we made a higher high, we came back down. And I mentioned here on the channel very transparently that if we do get a bounce, I am expecting a rejection once again on this white line, this thick white line. And the reason being is that this is going to be a confirmation high, a lower high. This lower high right now doesn't mean that we can't come up and get another bounce and create, go up a little bit higher. But the way we end it right here is not looking the greatest, given that we have a shoulder. Okay, let me get my pen marks out here. We have a shoulder, beautiful head, and a shoulder. Beautiful structure being built. And our neckline, should we reuse? Yeah, let's reuse some of these trend lines so we don't make too much of a mess. Let's use this one. Let's get rid of this. And okay, so if we put our trend line, you can see that at the end of the day, we do have a clear invalidation point, a clear line that we need to break below. If we break below, and of course, those conditions have to be nice and clear. If we break below, it is likely that we break to lower levels. And you can see the confluence with this trend. The trend right now is being broken, but you can see that I was very loose about this trend line. We did fall below before and so on and so forth. So maybe we could still be within a decent trend here, holding support. Using the 200 daily as support is very possible, and hanging around here until we break below guys, we could still get a nice bounce and continue to the upside. So we are in a very critical zone right now to potentially get support or potentially break down. This is a make it or break it moment for Trias. And this is why I am coming to you with this video. You can see that we're created higher highs on the price action and lower highs on the RSI. That's class A bearish divergence, guys. This is where you start to see the divergence happening. Look at that MACD giving you that confirmation or that confluence of the lower highs. And in this case, this class A bearish divergence shoulder head, then we come down and get the follow through. We get the backtest confirmation of a lower high upon the resistance that we've built through previous price action. Guys, this is textbook, okay? And now we're coming back down to the bottom of the range, testing the neckline, the invalidation, the most important line currently. So here on the daily, we're at critical levels. This is not a bad time to actually get into a long. Okay, in my opinion, looking a bit risky, but it's not a bad time to get into a long, okay? Because at the end of the day, we could get another bounce here and get back to higher levels. In fact, we could even break above the previous high and get into some level like right around here, okay? But the reason why I say that it's not bad to get into a long right now is because your invalidation is very clear. Basically, your stop loss can be put very tight and you know where your stop losses can go, right? So let's say you accumulate right here, just to say, and you look at your invalidation, it's right here, literally right here. Very, very close by, okay? You can even make it a bit tighter, okay? So just keep it in mind that it's all about your risk tolerance. You can make it nice and tight, just around there, and you're basically very, very protected. Now, what about if you go back to range highs? Let's be modest. Right around here, you're looking at 16%. Your risk to reward ratio is 4.7 to 1. This is perfect scenario, risk to reward scenario. However, if we do break below, you get what I have to say here, guys. We're coming down to lower levels. We do have a volume gap down here that we could attend to. We have the top of the volume gap, the bottom of the volume gap. Do we get support at the bottom of the volume gap? Possible. Do we break right below it, given that there's a significant amount of weakness here? Not too much weakness, but there is a bit of weakness. This is very weak. You can see how the VPVR shows us a lot of weakness here. We dip in significantly, given that there's not a lot of supply and demand. But there's a bit here. You can see that we do get a bit of weakness and that we can get some support here or here. And if that happens, a lot of people are going to be looking for a measured move of this breakdown, which, looking at the head and shoulders, it's usually from the top of the head to the bottom of the shoulder. You take that measurement and you swing it down, okay? So let's, and at the end of the day, you can see that it's basically trying to get even below the volume gap. Now, in my opinion, is a lot of times when you get to the horizontals, they usually act as support, guys. So be careful. We do have another level very close to the point of control. We actually, with this measurement, get very, very close to the actual base of the beginning of this upward sloping channel that we've been building here on the daily. So be very careful here, guys. I feel like if a breakdown could bring us down to lower levels, I would be quick to take a bit of, if you're going short, quick to be taking a bit of profit as the daily gets into oversold conditions. Start looking at about here, $2.16, scaling out, type of thing. Trailing down the stop loss just in case if you're getting into a short. If you're looking to enter a long position, guys, wait, be very patient and wait, or unless you want to get into this scenario right here, but you got to protect yourself. You got to be clear as to where you got to get in and where you got to get out, just to maintain the fact that you want to protect your capital. Your initial investment is so important here, because if it does break down, you will get wrecked. So you got to put in that stop loss and make sure that you're protecting it. Now, at the end of the day, guys, none of this is financial advice, but I do feel like right now Trias is setting up for a good move, whether it be down or up. You can see that there's two possible scenarios here. In trading, that's the way it is, but it's all about risk management and it's all about probability. It's just a game of probability, and the probability is now that if you're going to take a chance on a long, you could get a decent entry. Look at the RSI and look at the MACD. MACD right now, EMA is facing up, green histogram bars. It does look a bit weak, you got to admit. We could get a bit of red, but nonetheless, it's very, very possible that we do get that. Look at this RSI right now, trying to get into the bullish control zone, okay? It is definitely trying to get into the bullish control zone. And if you zoom in, you can see what I mean. What is the likelihood of us getting some red candles here below, given the fact that they've been diminishing, and we can see that we're trying to hold support here at the bottom? It's very likely that we peak in and continue up. I can expect that. And then the RSI right now, not oversold whatsoever, but look, it's been respecting the previous price action, the trend that it's been doing, which is not getting oversold in such deep conditions. So let's see if we get another attempt of overbought scenarios here in the 4-hour, and that could bring us back again, back to about $3.82. So for me, I'm looking at a long, okay, and at the same time taking those profits real quick and stop lossing. And if we do break down, guys, that's the bigger move. And we're gonna have to use Bitcoin as a leading indicator. I feel that Bitcoin right now, as I mentioned, is getting a bit of relief to the upside, and I feel like overall we should be getting a distribution to the downside eventually. Be patient here for Bitcoin, because Bitcoin as a leading indicator could definitely show us where the market is going. All right, guys, thank you for stopping by. If you haven't yet, do the channel a huge favor, slap that like button. Does really help out with that algorithm. If you want to follow me on the socials, the links are in the description below. And if you have any projects that you want me to cover here on the channel, feel free to let me know. Hit me up in the comment section, follow me on those socials, and better yet, join the Discord group. It's a great community, great place to get involved with the community. Join me live at 7:30 Eastern, where we talk about crypto news and price action. Take care, guys. Have a good one, and don't forget, buy the dip.